Are you getting ready for the PMP exam? Perhaps you are, and you look at the enormity of content. There are so many books where this exam is concerned, it's not even funny. First of all, you hear people talking about the PMBOK Guide 7th edition. This is, by the way, 370 plus pages. If that wasn't enough, you hear people talking about the Agile Practice Guide, 120 something plus pages. You add those together and you're actually on your way to 500. And that's not all. You hear people saying, oh, don't forget the behemoth. You got 49 processes in here you need to know. By the time you add these three together, you have quite a hefty book to study. 3 books. That's thousands of pages. And I realized that this was a problem. So I decided to work with my buddy and put together a book to help you get everything in one place. This book is called PMP Exam Immersion. It is 575 pages, but it's fun. It's not boring mantra that makes you fall asleep. It is interesting stuff that helps you not only become a greater project management professional candidate, but also a more in touch project manager. This book will be given away with 4 hours of solid live instruction online, and it's starting on Sunday. If this sounds like something you want to be part of, go on down to hpmexam.com and sign up. You're going to get a PDF copy of this awesome book in full color with very compelling graphics and a narrative that is easy to follow. I promise you, it will not be ambient like these materials have been to some people. I guarantee you, it won't make you fall asleep. Now, I'm going to take you through how this course is made up. Because, like I said in the beginning, a lot of people are like, I don't know what to study for this exam. How many books will a poor student study? And that's why we have what I call the PMP Exam Immersion. I wrote this book with my buddy, my co-trainer, Roy Schilling, but we've put it together into a course to help you. Again, it's called PMP Exam Immersion. And the reason why we call it an immersion is because we immerse you into the content. We go through the PMP exam content outline, and we take you through not only the logical order of occurrence of these tasks that you find in the content outline, we take you through domain by domain. For example, this is the people domain of the equation, as you can see here, right? But we take each task and we break each task down, just as I'm about to show you. We break each task down into the enablers, thoroughly discuss what the enablers are, and we look at each task from a predictive lens and a hybrid and agile lens. So you're getting a full dose, a full understanding of each task, so that when you encounter those situational questions, you'll know exactly where they're going. Note, I didn't say you'd know what they're talking about, because you will. More importantly, you'll be able to preempt where they're going. You'll know what exactly they're looking for, because we will cover it from beginning to end. Let's take manage conflict, for example. In our book, we have a breakdown of the way you resolve conflict. On page 24, we have those conflict resolution solutions, and we also have an image here of the Thomas Kilmann conflict mode instrument to help students really understand the visualization of conflict resolution. Now we have withdraw or avoid, smoothing or accommodating, compromise or reconcile, force or direct. These are some of the things we go into more details on, with a question to help you understand each area. It's happening on Sunday, like I said. So if you want to be part of that training, It's going at a ridiculous steal right now. Go on down to hpmexam.com so that you can get more information. For now, we are going into the classroom. We're going to hear from my buddy, my co-trainer. We're going to hear from Roy, because the way we look at conflict in the world of Agile has a different slant to it. It's a little bit different. And we're going to hear from Roy. He's going to walk us through, for every task, like I said, we're going to take a look at it from a hybrid lens, an Agile lens. So let's listen to what Roy has to say about this task from an Agile lens.
Yeah, now the first thing is that conflict is not always bad. We actually encourage healthy conflict. That's the first level of conflict, which is, you have a problem to solve. And often we'll encourage a level of conflict just to disagree with each other, and so that you get different perspectives, and intelligently and carefully and in a healthy way have some discussions about why we don't agree on things. And that's a good thing to have. We encourage diversity of ideas. That's how you get innovation and you get engagement. Now, there are also obviously different levels of conflict, and some become very unhealthy, where you have differences of opinion and they're just not ready to agree, and it starts getting worse and worse, and it escalates. And there are actually 5 stages of conflict. And those 5 stages of conflict starts all the way from a problem to solve all the way up to world war, which is obviously not a healthy thing. In each of those stages, there are different kinds of things that the facilitator would want to do in order to help resolve this level of conflict and de-escalate it back down to a problem to solve. Now, the primary person that's going to be focused on resolving conflict is your Scrum Master, also known as the team facilitator. They are focused, almost entirely focused on the health of the team, and conflict can cause an unhealthy team. So a large part of their job is the psychology, the well-being of the team, and that means helping to reduce the conflict and manage it appropriately. Again, conflict is healthy. Conflict is good if it's healthy, and conflict needs to be de-escalated if it's not. And sometimes, if it's necessary, you get management involved. But that shouldn't be your first step. First step is try to work it out yourselves with your Scrum Master facilitating. Back to you, Phil.
All right, awesome stuff from our buddy Roy. You've heard it. Conflict from an Agile lens. We look at the Scrum Master as being someone who needs to step in the middle of disruptive conflict. Under most circumstances, we expect our team members are adults, and they can solve conflict themselves, but if it becomes a problem, you hear the Scrum Master stepping in. And that takes us back to what we talked about in the very beginning. In the very beginning, I showed you the tasks, I showed you the enablers, right? Here we have the task of manage conflict. The enablers: interpret the source and stage of the conflict, analyze the context for the conflict, and evaluate, recommend, and reconcile. Who do you think that is? That's you. So on your exam, you will be tested on your aptitude and your attitude towards conflict, to actually step in the middle of disruptive conflict, but not to solve conflict for people. There's a difference between being a facilitator versus trying to do it all by yourself. These are some of the tiny little nuances that we will be talking about in the training. All right, I've spoken enough. I'm sure you get the idea, you get the picture. If you need help going through these 35 tasks in the content outline, perhaps something you haven't already done, I encourage you to go on down to the hpmexam.com website, sign up for our training, and we'll be very glad that you joined us, because you will be getting not only the training, but a course in a book. All right? This deal is a steal. It won't last. Go on down to hpmexam.com, and I look forward to seeing you there. You take care, and all the very best. Bye for now.